Yeah, like you said earlier, man. You said you had to throw basketball into the Alpo story, man. You tried to get me a
Yes.
couple years ago. I told you, man, that joint right there was a inferno, man. So I ain't even want to fuck with the joint. You know
You
what
ain't want no parts of that shit, man. I tried to present that shit several different
I'm saying?
ways.
You, your persistence was mean too, man. I say, man, that's why
You was the only piece I was missing from DC. I would have had all of the big kings from DC. You was and my following. They was you gotta get Kurt. You gotta get Kurt.
yeah, right.
So yeah,
Right, yeah, and it's crazy, man, because that joint such a touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that went along with it. I just said, man, I'm gonna leave it alone. When I look from there to now, and I say, damn, all the misinformation that got out there, I probably could have got there earlier and stopped some of that from going
right.
right. But
Yeah,
it's out there now in
that
the
was
universe.
another thing that was big that you had actual firsthand information.
Right,
So
right,
yeah.
right, right. Yeah, we probably, man, we probably circle back around and do something, man, and mix it up with some whole bunch of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some sports and all that
Right.
on top of it, right? Right. Yeah. So, man, I know we spoke about Curtis Scoon earlier, but let me touch real fast on that. How did that interview come about?
Me and Curtis Scoon was put together. I think Luke Steffen, a film director, one of my homies, Southside Queens. They have a relationship and they have been working together. And Luke used my platform before, and he know me to be intelligent and strong. You can't sit in front of Curtis Scoon and pitch and catch if you're not sharp. The nigga be using them big ass words. He got
Yeah,
them
yeah,
glasses
dictionary
on,
vibe,
like
right?
he got this big. He's like a big professor,
Right,
man. So
right.
you got to be on your shit, and they knew that I was able to handle.
On top with the New York sprinkle, because he gonna remind you every chance he get Queens, reign supreme,
Yeah,
and all that,
yes,
right?
yeah. Lots of credentials, lots of credentials, blockbuster credentials.
Right,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
He touched on a couple of little BT American Gangster
American
joints,
Gangster,
right?
yeah, directed a couple of episodes.
And so, with all your former guests, do you have any special relationships with any of them that's outweigh the other one?
Everybody that I interviewed was older than me, primarily, probably 80, 90% older than me. So I looked at these guys as elders, you know what I'm saying? Just because I have this platform don't make us equals. You still the OG. You still rock them Gucci sneaks first.
Right,
You
yeah.
dig
That's
what I'm
respect.
saying?
That's
You
respect.
still rock that fly shit first. So I carry a level of reverence for these guys. If you live enough to stand in front of my camera, you an elite. You dig what I'm saying? So our relationship will continue. You know what I mean? So
That's funny. You say that the elders, cause like I remember now when we first talked on the phone, we was talking. You was laughing, telling me, "Man, I love to hear the old dude speak." I said, "You made me feel like an old man." He said, "I love y'all terminology, how y'all speak, right?" That kind of tripped me out right there, man. But that's crazy. So, have ever been a time when you have had doing one of your interviews and you just your gut or your intellect say, "Man, this motherfucker lying like a motherfucker, man." And if so, how did you play that? Did you keep to your story, or what you do, or you didn't judge it?
I haven't had anybody who I felt was exaggerating yet.
Okay,
A lot of these guys are real serious dudes
right,
before Gully TV.
right.
So um, the era that y'all come from, or the era that I do a lot of this media on, between these guys get money from, like, the mid '80s to the early '90s. If a nigga said he had 30 bricks, I believe he had 30 bricks.
Right.
You know what I'm
Especially
saying?
in that time.
Especially during that time.
They was passing them out.
Yeah, it was cocaine everywhere. So
Right.
yeah, me knowing the era, a lot of the credibility is right and exact for the most part.
Right. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. And I was looking in there. I seen you had a run in with what's the boy Manio. What was that
Yeah,
about?
it started out about an interview, and this is something that we have problems with. When I say we, I mean black owned media outlets. What happens is a lot of our talent feel that it's a better situation to go to No Jumper or Vlad TV or a platform that's ran by a white guy or a white-owned platform. And I think that's some sucker shit. That's some sucker shit. So what I did was I set an environment online where I made Mano come to me, so to speak. There's a guy named Snow Billy who was putting out videos about him for a long time, and he wasn't saying nothing in response to Snow Billy, but everybody else he jumped.
Snow Billy, he a New York guy too.
Yeah, he a New York guy, blood guy. He would jump down anybody else's throat. So I said, man, this a little strange here. It seemed like Snow Billy got something on Mano. I did that deliberately because I know that as soon as he hear it, he's coming to talk to me.
Why you do it deliberately? Because you wanted to draw him out?
I had to set a bear trap. I told him that. I said I shouldn't have I shouldn't have had to do that.
So you intentionally threw the
flag.
Okay. That's right. Okay,
they say when you want fruit, you got to go out on a limb. Mano is who he is. He has a reputation for, I don't know, being hostile, volatile, whatever. Don't play with me, whatever. It was something that I had to do. And
from that perspective, and I don't want you to lose your thought. You ever think about, like, some guys, and I don't know Mano personally, but some guys, all they got is their reputation that they got. They don't have, it's big in their bank account, right? So you ain't never thought shit like that can put you in a situation where it might could have spilled in the street.
Nah, I didn't care because I'd rather deal with these niggas than deal with a new docket number. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather deal with these niggas on any terms before I deal with a new docket number. What I mean by that is before this media shit, I was still in the streets getting money. You dig what I'm saying? So the activity that I was involved with back then could send me someplace. This media shit, this ain't half as scary as going in them courtrooms. So I'd rather deal with these niggas under all circumstances.
And that's a tricky stance. I respect
that you
stood on the kind. I'm saying, because I tell a lot of my youth and dudes, even I fuck with, I say, man, you can do what you do, but you can't control the nigga response. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
So you jumped out there like saying whatever response is, I'm ready to deal with it on whatever level it's going, basically.
Another thing. I'm GULLYTV. For a living, I sit down and communicate with very serious, revered gangsters, gentlemen, whatever. After being alone with someone like Sean Branch, after communicating with someone like Sean Branch, a person like Mano would have a hard time convincing me that he's this tornado. Because I just sat in front of a tornado. I just interviewed a tornado. I just sat in this four-door Porsche with a guy charged with 10 or 11 homicides. And he was a gentleman. You feel me? This real, live, documented gangster was a gentleman. So it would lead me to concur that gangsters don't act like that. The way that you're acting, Mano, I don't believe you. Because the last 30 documented gangsters that I interviewed, interacted with, they didn't act like you. So I don't believe you. So that's all it was.
Okay. You one of your instincts and your experience, what you're doing. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like I said, I don't know Mano, but as far as DC guys and guys I know, you pretty much gonna be a gentleman first. You know what I'm saying? I actually got a statement that I coined. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That I'm a gentleman first. Anything after that, you made me.
Right.
So it's like, and that's really the perspective. So, but I was just curious. I seen that. The little reading I did the research, I said, dang, he had a little run-in with Mano, so that's how that came about. And you was curious that before I close on him, to pull him out because you wanted to interview him. Is that the whole end?
Yeah, I was in a situation where I had to interview him, and these guys don't respond to email. Or they don't respond to emails. They don't respond to anything that's correct. You dig what I'm saying? Only thing they respond to is perversion.
Okay.
disrespect, sleuth, ignorance. So I gotta act like a nigga to get your attention.
Oh, okay.
So he took me there. So.
Okay. And you said earlier about you think it's a sucker move when you see dudes taking a no jump or Vlad TV and all that. You feel like it's a sucker move because the white platform versus not going to a black
It's like
platform.
this. Yeah. What Vlad brings to the table is an audience of about 5 million subscribers. Mm-hmm. That's a huge platform, right? Boom. A lot of these stories belong to us. My case in point, Alpo got killed. You go to Vlad TV and you see 50 AZ interviews. AZ, 50 interviews. I believe he could have gave that rhythm to somebody who looked like him. Fuck the 5 million. The story's gonna get out. The story, it can't be stopped. It's one of the biggest. The Alpo Rich Porter AZ story is one of the biggest urban tales ever. It's gonna be heard. So I don't think it's a matter of the 5 million. I just got a problem with everybody black running to white media. I have a problem with that. You dig what I'm saying? If you real like I'm real, then we should be able to work together. Fuck how many followers this guy got. Not to mention that I'm better than him. It's documented that I'm a better interviewer than Vlad. When I meet and what I have to support that, I got about 16 people who I interviewed, and then Vlad interviewed them after me, like Sean Branch, like Skip to Malou, like Jason Weaver. I got a Sauce Money, Benny the Butcher. I can go on and on and on and on. There's people who came to my platform first and then went to Vlad. So it's not a matter of me, I don't know, trying to compete with him, on a one-on-one. It's not that. It's not that. It's just I feel that if people talk this black empowerment shit, be about that 24/7. That's it. You dig what I'm saying? And not only that, I think it's sucker shit to turn on Vlad's platform and listen to a nigga talking about another nigga. You know what I mean? With a white mediator. I think that's sucker shit.
But you think it's all right if they turn to a black media about another nigga?
I don't think it's as severe. You know what I'm saying? If that's our dirt, then that's our dirt. He shouldn't have nothing to do with it. He shouldn't profit of it. He shouldn't profit off of it. He shouldn't carry it. None of that. So,
okay. Yeah, and I'm not questioning position. I'm just being devil advocate. I'm trying to see the whole scope of it, because now that I'm touching into the media game, I'm investigating and looking at. I'm on that joint 3 or 4 times a week, right? And I'm seeing people like you going on Vlad versus going on here, and I'm thinking like what you just said. I'm looking at the 5 million followers.
Check this out.
Versus that.
Curtis Malone is one of the biggest sports stories.
We got him coming here.
All right, boom. Would you feel some type of way if he went to Vlad before he came here?
Nah, I don't. I wouldn't feel that type of way. I wouldn't feel the type of way because I don't take nothing personal. That's number one, and number two is that from a businessman perspective, it'll make business sense for if he come out the gate racing. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes trying to get to their destination fast. Some dudes can take their time to get their destination. You know what I'm saying? So if he feel like his story high, is the black story high, he say I might want to get him here to get to Hollywood fast or whatever it be. So I would look at it from a business perspective, right? Now I might, if I see him, we run into the bar, we see each other a lot.
Right.
I might get, you want to see you want to see the white boy before you seen me, but I wouldn't have no emotion about a negative thought about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm kind of different on that. But I see your point, and I see a lot of people making those statements about people running the Vlad and all that. So from a white dude perspective, but it been happening from the beginning to even if you look at the sports, right?
Yeah.
So you have a little dude coming your way, he killing you on your AU team and all that. The next thing you know, David Falk or whoever the up and coming agent end up cashing in on him. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, is their game. You know what I'm saying? Until we create our own lane and make it strong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Make it strong.
And people talk like I hear people saying, black, black, black. But then if you investigate it all the way down, they company still white. They just the face of the company. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pick your poison. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna look at it? But I respect your opinion and your position. I mean, I was just curious. You know, what you stood on that right there. You know, speaking of Curtis Malone, that's a hell of a story. A lot of talent came through DC earlier. He touched it last 25 years. So
yeah.
he definitely would be a good story. And fortunately, I hope we do get him before Van, right? But,
Yeah, y'all got to keep that home, man.
Yeah, we get him.
You got to keep that home.
Hope we do get him before Van, right? But that was curious. So it was something I was going to ask you about, as far as with the magazine you got, right? What's your goal with that? Is that for? Is it going to be a physical magazine like that? Going to be on the internet, or what's your goal?
I want to continue to put out periodicals. I want to make sure I touch all forms of media, multimedia. That's what GULLYTV is: film, sound, and tangible reading materials.
And what about podcasts you doing? You got a podcast?
Currently I'm number 129 in the United States. My podcast is called GULLYTV Presents The Dribble. I'm on all the podcast platforms: Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Pocket, all of them.
129, number 129 out of all the podcasts in the country.
In the United States, I'm 129 already. I only got 19 episodes out. I'm trying to crack that top 100 like ASAP.
Man, that's deep, man. That's deep, 129. Congratulations on that.
See, we got a little power.
Right,
Black people got a little power.
Right,
129. We working.
19 episodes.
Yeah, 19 episodes. Right.
Okay,
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check that out.
Out the park, niggas know me. Curb on, little homie. All days, yeah.